To review some of the laws of exponents, we're going to assume that the values m, n, a, and b are all real numbers and that a and b are positive values. When we multiply two things together that have the same base, this product will be a raised to the m plus n power. And that's because if we have m a's multiplied together that are then multiplied by n a's, then in total we have m plus n a's multiplied together, which is a raised to the m plus n power. Similarly, when we divide two things with the same base, that quotient is going to be a raised to the m minus n power. When we have two real numbers multiplied together, we can distribute that power into the parentheses, which yields a raised to the n power times b raised to the n power. And essentially this is true because if we have ab times itself n times, the associative and the commutative property of multiplication allows us to rewrite this as a times a n times, and then b times b n times. So this is a raised to the n power times b raised to the n power, which is what we said this product would be equal to in the first place. In part D, we see 1 raised to the n power. 1 raised to any real number is going to be 1. Even if we have 1 raised to the 0 power, that's still 1. If we have a to the m raised to the n power, when we raise a power to a power, we multiply the exponents together, so that's going to be a raised to the m times n. In part F, we see that any number raised to the first power is going to yield that base of a. In part G, this is similar to what we saw in part C. When we have two things that are either multiplied together or divided, it is allowed for us to distribute a power over multiply or divide. So this is going to end up being a to the n divided by b to the n. But while we're here, let's make a quick note that if we had a plus b raised to the n power or a minus b raised to the n power, these powers cannot be distributed over add or subtract. In part H, we have our last exponential property, which is that any real number raised to the 0 power will always be 1. So that's a quick summary of some of the basic laws of exponents.